Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. An idea that I've just had is to basically make a ranking list. I did this for Emma Blackery with her music. I really enjoy doing these types of videos because I do feel like YouTube music, or YouTuber music, if that's what you can even call it, it really gets a bad rep online. And a lot of people will just say that people like Emma Blackery or Gabbie Hanna, people will oftentimes just say that they're really bad and they can't sing and they're just doing it for the money. I see so much hatred towards YouTubers that make music, especially Gabbie Hanna. Jesus Christ. I think it's totally unnecessary. Just not even true in most cases. I think art is subjective. I was a fan of both Emma Blackery and Gabbie Hanna before I listened to either of their music. But if I don't like music, I won't listen to it and I will not lie about my opinion on it. This is not coming from a biased point of view because I'm a fan of both of these people. This is coming from, I listened to Gabbie's album, I listened to her music, I remember when her first song was released, I think it was Out Loud. I remember it was Christmas time and I listened to it and I really wasn't expecting anything. I was like, oh, even the thought went through my head. I thought, is she just doing this for money? Can she actually sing? Because everybody has that doubt when it comes to YouTubers. Some YouTubers do put out music like Jake Paul or whoever. I'm gonna get hatred for that now. A good one, Becca. It is trash and they should not be making music, and you can tell they have no passion, they have no flair, they have no talent. But with people like Gabbie Hanna, immediately I could see the potential in her. Out Loud was a complete and utter bop, and I think she gets too much hatred online. I think she's a really talented artist, like genuinely. Even if she wasn't a YouTuber, I know for a fact that I would love her music and that I would stan her regardless. I don't even watch her actual content that much these days. I watch her podcast quite a lot and I watch her new channel now because she's got a much more relaxed, calming, she smokes a lot, she just talks. But I will link her new channel down below because I really do enjoy that, and I'll also link all of the music that I talk about in this video. My point is, I have stopped watching her content like religiously to the point that I used to, where I used to watch every single upload she has, just because I'm too busy in life and I can't keep up like that with every YouTuber that I watch. Even without watching her content, I still religiously listen to her music on the daily. It just means something to me, and I really do think that she's talented, and I cannot wait to see the new music that she's releasing. She's getting a lot of hatred on TikTok, for example. She posted the other day a clip where she was singing and she's doing a bit of screaminess, if that's what you call it. The hatred she gets on TikTok just actually angers me, and I genuinely hope that she's okay and not letting it affect her, because these people, they're just, it's a trend to hate Gabba at the moment. And even though she's made mistakes in the past, I think so many people have made mistakes in the past, and there are so many YouTubers that have done way worse, and I think that people just don't understand Gabbie Hanna sometimes, and I do hope that she's doing good mentally. But let's just get into this because I ramble too fucking much, like dear God. So we're going to go from 1 being my favourite song of all time to 10 being the worst. And by the worst, I just mean I love it the least. So number 10, I've put Satellite down. Now Satellite is on 10 because this song I mainly put on the list because it holds a lot of nostalgia for me, and whenever I listen to it, it just reminds me of that point in my life when I first heard it. It reminds me of like Christmas, and it was a much happier time for me in my life. And I remember this being one of her first songs. I wasn't like overly into this song, but I definitely re-listen to it now with a sense of nostalgia, and it makes me happy. I think it's also interesting to re-listen to this song now with all of the growth that she's shown with her music. She's definitely progressed a lot with her vocals, and she's done a lot of vocal training. You can just definitely see that she's grown musically with her art, and so that's why I like listening back to it. I remember watching the video for the first time with this like lights background, and I thought it was really aesthetic and very Tumblr. But even just watching the video back, you can see that she's made a lot of progress with her art, and as a fan, it makes me very proud of her. 2017 this came out, my God. This song is currently not available in your country or region. Why can't I listen to this anymore? It's still on my library. Dude, I swear I was listening to this not long ago. Oh, that's made me really sad. Anyway, I really like the song personally. Maybe Gabbie doesn't like it so much and that's why it's not available anymore. I know artists can feel a certain type of way about their early work before they found themselves, and I totally get that. But for me, it's just a nice nostalgic song. Number 9, I have put Honestly Encore. I think this is incredible. Back in the day, I would have put this at the top of my list, but I think now, because of how I'm feeling personally, it's just gone down in my list because I connect with certain other songs a little bit more. But honestly, Encore, I definitely used to relate to a lot of these songs because I was going through like friendship breakups, which aren't as intense as relationship breakups, I've now discovered. Relationship breakups will destroy your freaking life and your heart. I used to relate to this song on a falling out with a friend type level, but now, I don't know, this is such a good song to like vent your anger, and we're just going to listen to it a little bit so that I can explain to you personally what this song means to me a little bit. My heart and hope to die, you never cross my fucking mind. You places you for a while, you act like such a fucking child. All this time you had me riled up, all the shit has finally piled up. There's no chance of reconciling. Definitely now relate this lyric to relationships as well. I can still understand why I connected to it when I was going through a friendship breakup, but like, there's no chance of reconciling us, all this shit. Like, oh dude. I definitely connect to that lyric on another level. Like, sometimes you just can't go back on things, and I try to be a forgiving person, but there are some times in life where you actually can't move past things that people have done to you. Like, you can definitely forgive them and be on friendly terms, but there are some relationships that you cannot fix as hard as you fully want to be able to. You can't forget damage that some people inflict on you. It's so funny because I've had so many relationships now where people try and paint me as a crazy person because I'm such a shy person that I don't like confrontation, and I hardly ever stand up for myself. And I do let people walk all over me. So the second that I stand up for myself and I start telling my side of the story and I start explaining why they've hurt me, or I bring something up that I'm not comfortable with in a relationship, whether that's romantic or otherwise, whatever, I feel like the second I do that, people pull away and they're like, whoa, she's crazy, she's having a mental breakdown, there's something wrong with her because, oh my god. And they try and gaslight you into believing that something didn't happen the way it did, or, oh, I'm sorry you feel that way. There's no actual apology in that, you know. Some people will gaslight you into believing that you're the person in the wrong, and I'm very easily manipulated into that because I do feel a lot of guilt for the words that I say, and when I lash out and stuff, I have a big heart. And so, yeah, oh god, I relate to this too much. God, I just love this song so much. Like, it's such a shouty, angry song. Whenever I listen to this song, I get angry. And I can't help it. It doesn't matter what mood I'm in, so I definitely have to be in a certain type of state of mind to listen to this, but it does help a lot when I'm feeling a certain type of way. Number 8, I put Honestly down, which of course is the first part of Honestly Encore. I was going to include them as both like the same song, but I wanted to give credit where credit is due to them both. Musically, I kind of see them as both two separate songs, but Honestly is an incredible bop, so let's play a little bit. Got me second guessing everything you say, thinking that I know you but you're really a stranger. Oh god, thinking that I know you but you're really a stranger. How many times have I had that in my life? When you really believe wholeheartedly in your chest that you know someone and you love someone and you know exactly who they are, and they turn out to be the complete opposite, and they treat you so differently the second you're not in their life, and they say the harshest, most disgusting things to hurt you. You're like, wow, I thought you were a good person. And it is crazy how you cannot know someone. Truly crazy. And I'm not saying I'm perfect either. I've definitely said things and lashed out at people that I used to love. But I think the difference is I always reach out and apologise and feel guilty and feel awful, and I self-harm and I do all these things because I feel such mind-controlling, like, guilt. And I think the difference is having empathy in what makes you a good or bad person. Anyway, I'm analysing her lyrics now like I'm on some kind of show or something. And whenever you put the song on, I cannot stop dancing. She is incredible. I'm sorry, but I remember when I first saw this music video and I thought she slayed, and I was like, damn, Gabbie looking hot as fuck in this. I think her vocals are incredible in this. I don't know how she feels about this album now and if she still likes it, but I think this album is a masterpiece. I think this song is amazing, and I think she honestly is underrated as fuck, like, honestly. Number 7, I have put Out Loud. I've only put this so high up because it was her first song and I remember the feeling of when it first came out so very well. I still think it's an absolute bop and I still listen to it all the time. I remember she did a carpool karaoke with some of her friends. We were all like reacting to it because she put it on the radio and she put a fake name that wasn't her and they didn't realise she was releasing music, and I thought that was such a creative way to put it out there, such a good marketing technique, and it did work. I remember it being quite big at the time and I remember being shocked and blown away at how good she was at singing, because I think we all have that doubt when a YouTuber comes out with something, but I definitely now see her as more of an artist than a YouTuber, if I'm honest with you. You definitely have to be a talented creative person to do YouTubing or artistry. I'm going off on a rant because I feel passionately about it. The music video for this was so creative. Turns out her lover has not just left her, he's died and he's passed away, and I thought it was so emotional and I thought it was such a good twist of narrative. I just thought it was great. I thought it was so creative and the cinematography of the music video was incredible, and I remember being really impressed with the production, and as far as I'm aware she spends a lot of her own money on her music videos and the production, and you can tell she cares about it. Even during COVID she's gone out of her way to make like home music videos, but they still look really good and like somebody else has produced them, and if she's spending all her money in it she's clearly passionate about it. And I'm gonna go in a rant again about how people shouldn't hate on Gabbie Hanna, so let's just listen to it before I fucking go off on one. That is such a good throwback. It always puts a smile on my face. It actually does. Number 6 is Goodbye For Now. This is one of my top favourites. I really struggled when I got to this point in the list because they're all just incredible to me, and I think this whole album is an actual masterpiece, like I actually do. For a few weeks, months, maybe a year, you focus on your career, kinda scary, the future's so unclear, but you're not the man I need you to be. So I said goodbye for now. So beforehand, I never would have put Goodbye For Now on my list because I didn't relate to the song in any capacity. I was hoping I never would, but unfortunately, life. And now I'm listening to it, I'm like, dude, this is actually really sad. Like sometimes I listen back to songs like Goodbye For Now by Gabbie at work and I start to feel myself tear up and I'm like, okay, I've got to turn this off. Because it just like reminds me, when I listen to this album and songs like Goodbye For Now, it reminds me of how I felt when I first listened to it, which was happy and on top of the world and like, wow, it's such a good song, and like I didn't really connect to the lyrics, but I was like, wow, it's so good. And then listening to it now, I get so emo and upset because I'm like, I can still remember that place I was in before I lost my innocence in that way and became able to relate to this stuff. The time has come where we don't get along, so goodbye for now. It's so fucking sad, it truly is. Like, you never anticipate having to say goodbye to somebody, and for me, goodbyes are the worst thing in life. Like, I hate them so much. I really do struggle with it, like with the idea of never seeing someone that meant so fucking much to you ever again, and having a connection broken will always be heartbreaking to me. This song actually gets me quite emo, so we're not going to listen to it anymore, but it's very catchy, and that's why it's up on my list, because it's very relatable to me now. At number 5 we have Pillowcase, and this is just because it's a bad bitch song. I fucking love this song, and the music video is incredible too. She actually puts a lot into the production of her music videos, so I 100%, 1000% recommend that you guys go and check out her music videos. I think anyone that actually looks into her music and doesn't just jump on the bandwagon of hating her for literally no reason. It's such great music, it actually fucking is. Like, it actually is. I think maybe because it's a bit more alternative and it's a bit more like shouty, sad music, maybe that's why people hate her so much. I genuinely can't actually think why people hate on her music specifically. Like, I don't get it. How can you hate on someone for loving their craft? I'm doing it again. Let's just listen to it. Let's listen.
Our chemistry's irrefutable, and I'll love you till you die. I'll go to your funeral, but I won't promise to cry. Spilling teardrops on my pillowcase, my mascara always goes to waste.
Oh god, my favourite line of that song is "My mascara always goes to waste," because it's like so relatable on so many levels. I cry far too much for an adult woman, like it's actually not normal. I know she's got a record contract now, so I'm really hoping her new stuff gets the recognition it deserves. I hope that she has a turnaround and the public perception of her becomes better. I feel like everybody just jumps on a hatred bandwagon. And you can see it with people like Trisha Paytas, who Gabbie also had on her podcast recently. I'll link that down below as well. I feel like people like Trisha Paytas, like she's also arguably more problematic. And yet you can see how the public perception changes of her so freaking rapidly. It's unbelievable. Like if you look at her TikTok comments day to day, sometimes even hourly, it's like this. People just be going up and down, yo-yoing whether they like her or not. It's like love, hate, love, hate, love, hate on the daily. It just goes to show how people really can't think for themselves when it comes to social media. And I hope that Gabbie knows that it is literally just, it's like a sheep following online. And I know I'm going to get hatred on this video most likely for supporting Gabbie so much, but I literally don't give a fuck. I literally don't give a fuck. Number 4 is Broken Girls. And this one, I remember when I first started seeing my ex and we first started dating, I sent this song to him and I said, this is one of my favourite songs at the moment. And I sent him a few of Gabbie's songs and he was really into it and he really enjoyed it, which really validated for me that she is a real artist, mostly because he was into a lot of alternative music and he definitely didn't like anything poppy. And so when I sent him Gabbie Hanna, he had no idea who she was or that she was a YouTuber. He loved the whole album and he would listen to it quite a lot. And I remember sending him Broken Girls and he was like, oh, but I don't like you because you're broken. You're not broken. You can't think of yourself in that way. And I was like, yeah, I know, it's just a song. It's okay. And he was really sweet about it at the time. But this song, even though it holds that memory to me, makes me upset sometimes when I think back to how pure our relationship was to begin with and sending this song to him. I still really vibe with this song and it still means a lot to me, and I relate to the lyrics a lot because I do really see myself as broken, and I think evidently from how things have turned out, I was right. I am broken. Guys do just like to get with me and then leave me because they can't handle me because I am too broken, and nothing will ever change my perception on that now because I lost the person that I thought accepted me for everything and accepted me for being broken, and I was right. I was right. I knew he wouldn't be able to handle me because I do have a lot of fucked up issues and, you know. So we're just going to listen to it because I'm not going to get too into that, but I do really enjoy this song.
You really like the way I'm fucked up, and all you wanna do is call and save me. But when I ask the same questions, you always gotta go and change the subject with all this one-way conversation.
It's so true. It's so true. It's so relatable now. I hate that I relate to this song more now. I hate it. I hate that I can see it without the love blinding glasses on. Oh, I hate that. The one-sided conversations and the other person not opening up to you even though you're being so like, please open up to me, I love you, like I want to help you through your issues too, like you are valid, and the other person just won't open up to you. Gabbie, you're really making me feel my feels and I don't like it.
You love and stick, dig up all the ugly shit, then you offer up your remedy. You tighten lips, never let a secret slip, your repressed memories are impressing me. You like broken girls because they make you feel put together.
This actually makes me so sad because when I think about the fact that I sent this song with these lyrics to my ex, and this was deep down how I was feeling, and I was feeling like he is going to leave me eventually, and even though I love him so much, this is going to hurt like a fucking bitch, and he is not going to be able to stay, and I was feeling a lot of these feelings of he doesn't open up to me, and he keeps telling me I need to communicate more and communication's important in a relationship, but he was never opening up to me, and I was telling him things that I'd never told anyone, and yet it was still not enough. And this brings out so much sadness in me re-listening to this actually, and so much anger, because poor me, I was putting in a lot of effort, and I opened myself up to this guy like I will never open up to anyone ever fucking again, and I poured out my heart and soul, and it makes me so sad to think that I sent this to him and he was like don't think of yourself that way, you're not broken. But I definitely am. But I think I'm starting to be like a bit more self-accepting about the fact that I am broken, and this song brings out sadness and anger, so we're gonna stop listening to that now. Fuck. Number 3 on my list is Medicate, and this is very high up on my list because this song makes me cry. It always makes me cry, so we'll see if it makes me cry today. But Medicate is just... the lyrics have always been relatable. This has always touched me in an emotional way, and I think this is one of her best songs of all time. She's singing about basically depression and antidepressants and how they can help fix the problem, but also it takes away who you are, but that is the solution. Like, there's some lyrics in there that really fucking hit deep, and I think this is an incredible song, and I always recommend this song to everybody that I meet because I think it's incredible and it makes me so fucking sad, and it puts into words the things that I feel that I didn't think someone would put into a song, if you know what I mean. Like, this is a great mental health song, and for anybody struggling, definitely listen to this. And this is why I put Gabbie Hanna up on a pedestal as one of my favourite artists, because she makes songs like Medicate, where she's talking about struggles that a lot of people deal with, and I love this song. I fucking love it.
I'm unwell, thanks for asking. Don't mind me, cause I'm just passing by in this life. Been a while, think that you forgot, but that's alright. How have you been? Glad to hear it. Just one question, if you can bear it. Do you ever miss me too? Cause I spend my days still thinking of you.
That is actually the only lyric I used to not be able to relate to, was spending my days still thinking of you. Do you ever miss me too? Like, I remember the first time I listened to this after my breakup thinking, this song shouldn't affect me too deeply because I've always related to this and it's always made me cry. I remember sobbing when I heard those lyrics because I was like, fuck.
Change the chemicals inside my brain. I worry I won't be the same, but I guess that's the point. Can you medicate a broken heart? Make your tragedy.
Literally, you see why I relate to this even more now. If it was even possible, I never thought I'd see that song in a different light than I did. I've got to finish this up quick because I'm an idiot and didn't charge my camera enough apparently, but number 2 on the list is Butterflies, and I relate to this song so fucking much. It still makes me cry, it still makes me angry. Butterflies is one of those songs, it starts off and you think it's really happy and you think it's about finding love and happiness, and it's just so uplifting and you're like, wow, this is great, and then all of a sudden it's got that amazing twist where it's like, oh shit is going down, and it's about heartbreak and heartache and the other side of love that nobody likes. This song obviously means so much more to me now, which is why it's on the top of my list now. And I remember listening to Butterflies even at work. I was in the cash office and I was doing stuff and I was listening to this song when I was first dating my ex, and I remember being like, this is gonna hurt, this is gonna hurt, and I remember thinking, it is gonna hurt, but I am in such a high, happy serotonin loved up drug right now that I don't care. Give me all the happiness right now and I'll deal with the pain later. And I wish I'd listened to my gut instinct more when I first got in my relationship, because I could have avoided so much pain. But I remember feeling a type of way when I would listen to Butterflies and being like, this is gonna hurt, like he is gonna hurt me. I know I can't walk away from this because I am so in love. I would marry this man. I love him. And I'd never felt a feeling like it before, so it is sad that my premonition and my insecurities kind of did come into fruition, because it did end up happening. He did end up hurting me like no one else, and I do question sometimes, was it worth it to be in love just for a year? But I don't feel like I'll ever find happiness in that feeling ever again. But when I listen to Butterflies, the beginning of the song again, I can feel myself in that situation again, and it takes me back to what it felt like to be in love. And that's why I love this song and it touches me so deeply now, is because it takes me back to that feeling of being in love, and I never thought I'd be able to remember what that felt like. And even though it hurts at the same time, this song, the lyrics touch me in a way that I just can't even describe to you, and it makes me super emotional. And I don't think we're going to listen to it right now because I will get sad and start crying, and my camera's also dying. I really, really recommend Butterflies because it's just one of those songs where you don't expect the certain twist. I've kind of ruined it for you now, but It really depicts love and then heartbreak in the best way I've ever seen in a song. So really do check that song out, 100%. Number 1 on my list, if we can get through this please quickly, Perfect Day. This song is incredible. I actually cannot even describe to you. This is my favourite song of all time, maybe even. Like, I would put it up there with my MCR songs, which is high praise, and I know Gabbie would appreciate that praise too. Perfect Day is another song just like Butterflies, where it starts off talking about finding love and happiness, and then it twists, and then she finds out that he's written a message on the mirror saying I love you, and or something like that, written in the steam, and it turns out that it was actually a girl writing it to her boyfriend, and that's how she finds out he's cheating. And all of a sudden these words that gave her such happiness a minute ago suddenly give her this gut-wrenching heartache. And I know what that feeling feels like. Anybody that's been cheated on, or has seen something on their partner's phone, or has found something out, or has been broken up with all of a sudden out of nowhere, you know what the feeling of being on top of the world and then being snatched away from you feels like. And this song depicts it in the best way I have ever known. It makes me so fucking sad. This song is the saddest song ever, just because I now really, really relate to it. And I remember listening to it before my heartbreak and thinking, God, I hope I never relate to this, but this is so addicting to listen to. And unfortunately, again, everything did happen, and now this is one of my favourite songs to listen to, but I definitely have to be feeling a certain type of way or I will just cry my eyes out. So please, if you're going to check out any song from Gabbie Hanna, check out Perfect Day, because it is an incredible song, and I wish I could play some for you, but my camera's gonna die, so I'm gonna wrap this up here. Thank you so much for watching. I'll leave all the links to Gabbie Hanna all down below. Gabbie, if you're watching this, I love you so much, and I hope that you're not letting things get to you. I know how it can be to get hatred on the internet. I've had a lot of that, especially last year. I went through a terrible fucking time, and it really destroys someone's mental health. So people watching this, maybe just think about how your words can affect someone sometimes. I truly say this with my whole heart, that I think she's an incredible artist, and I can't wait for her new music to come out. I'm super, super excited. And thank you so much for watching. You can like, comment and subscribe. I make new videos whenever I'm feeling mentally well, so not very often, and I'll see you in my next one. I'm so sorry I had to cut this so short. It's so annoying, but I was rambling too much, so peace.